While Florida is being declared unsafe by immigration rights groups and federal immigration legislation may seem unlikely in the short term, I do have some good news. Significant victories at the state and local levels continue to be won. The National Immigration Law Center recent report looking back at the past 10 years illustrates there is energy, momentum, and support in many states that can be leveraged and turned into meaningful change. For example, last month, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed a bill into law to allow undocumented immigrants to obtain state-issued driver's licenses. When the legislation Driver's Licenses for All goes into effect on October 1st, Minnesota is going to become the 19th state to enact this policy, along with Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico. With a driver's license, age-eligible immigrants in Minnesota, no matter their immigration status, will have the freedom to drive their children to school, pick up groceries, commute to work, visit a doctor's office without fear of losing their car, getting detained, or paying a heavy fine. Like all drivers in Minnesota, recipients will be required to obtain insurance and pass a written test and a road test to get a driver's license. Advocates and elected officials in other states, including Idaho, Wisconsin, and Texas, have indicated interest in organizing around similar legislation to provide state-issued licenses. In November's midterm elections, voters not only flipped Arizona blue for Democrats, but also passed Proposition 308, which in Arizona will provide in-state tuition to students regardless of immigration status. This is a state that in 2010 passed a discriminatory anti-immigration bill, 1070, and which was home to anti-immigrant Sheriff Joe Arpaio, who was convicted of criminal contempt for his targeting of immigrants. Local activists and immigrant rights groups who spent years organizing and turning out the vote led to these victories and provide hope for all of us. In Massachusetts, voters also turned out in support of providing driver's licenses to immigrants, regardless of their status. And each of these victories was won when Congress was divided and prospects for progress in Washington had dimmed. This hope didn't only come from places you might expect. Advocates have made real progress for immigrant communities in many deep red Republican pockets of America. In Tennessee, advocates successfully fought to stop the county sheriff in Nashville from renting jail beds to immigration and customs enforcement. Students in Utah who have long been waiting for a path to citizenship can now apply for the state's college scholarship programs. So can their counterparts in Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and Texas. And DACA recipients and other work-authorized immigrants can now obtain professional and occupational licenses in Arkansas, one of 17 states to allow it. Elsewhere, bold new policies are pushing the envelope on what's possible for immigrant justice. In 8 states in the District of Columbia, immigrant taxpayers can now receive a state-based version of the Earned Income Tax Credit. And 3/4 of America's foreign-born population live in a state that has extended access to health coverage to at least some children, pregnant people, and older adults, regardless of their immigration status. These state and local achievements don't always make the national headlines, but they are proof of the growing collective strength of the immigrants who call the United States of America their home. So even as Congress continues to drop the ball on immigration reform, and even as you hear these scary headlines from Florida and the scary headlines from the southern border, I wanted everyone to know, and I wanted everyone to know that it's important to remember that immigrants and organizers do make changes in their communities on the state and local level, and they're being successful making changes on the state and local level. And eventually, it's going to be a wake-up call for Congress. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.